as Andre Onana is out for 8 weeks. Now, some people will be celebrating, some people will be sad, some people will be confused, and some people will be mad. And I think that I would say it's a culmination of all things for me.
That's a massive blow for United. Onana was supposed to be the rock at the back. Now they'll have to rethink everything before the season even starts. 2 months is no joke. That's not just 1 or 2 games that could be the difference between a strong start or slipping down the table early. Will Altay finally step into the spotlight, or will United panic buy in the final days of the transfer window? Emiliano Martinez is still out there for free from Aston Villa.
For me, this is what happens when you're incompetent in running a transfer window, because effectively Rúben Amorim said to the club back in March, I want a new goalkeeper. And Manchester United said, we might not be able to get you one if no one wants to buy Onana. And Rúben Amorim said, I want a new goalkeeper. So they didn't get him one because they couldn't get rid of Onana. So whilst an injury is certainly unlucky, this shows you why you should back your manager and make changes happen. Because now we are not going to get a new goalkeeper because Onana has no value. He's basically injured. He's now the Phil Jones in goal, getting himself injured right the way up until the end of the transfer window. So he's not going anywhere at all, but you actually need a replacement. So you've messed it up. You know, you could have found a way to get some money for him and then get a replacement. You now get no money for him. He will still be here. You will still pay his wages, but you need a bloody replacement. So again, it's just another example of the failure of this football club to operate at the level it's meant to be operating at. I mean, our transfer strategy probably belongs in the National League. It's so poor. It's so poor. And look, what I will say is I don't wish injury on any player. It's unfortunate, but it's a hamstring injury for a goalkeeper, which is an odd injury for a goalkeeper, if we're being honest. He'll miss pre-season. And, you know, he might be back for the Arsenal game. They're saying 6 to 8 weeks. I think we are about, correct me if I'm wrong, about 5 weeks. Is it 4 or 5 weeks on Sunday from the game? But look, we need a goalkeeper. We've always needed a goalkeeper. I would love to sit here and say, what an opportunity to go and buy a goalkeeper, and then Onana can try and force himself a move to Saudi by the end of August. I mean, the opportunity has presented itself perfectly. And if this was a Chelsea or a Liverpool or an Arsenal or a Tottenham, they would do that because the manager wants a new goalkeeper.
Just when Amorim hoped for a calm transfer window to shape his 3-for-3, he's thrown into crisis management, disaster, or opportunity. Amorim built Sporting success on an aggressive back three and fluid wing backs, but without Onana's ball skills and build-up, can he preserve possession, or will he have to simplify?
But we're now going to start the season without our number one goalkeeper. Now, some people, as I say, will see that as a positive, but it's not a positive if you're going to put Binder in goal. So I read the update and it says this: Andre Onana will miss the pre-season tour of the US with a hamstring injury. Amorim is now weighing up whether to buy a new keeper before the Premier League season begins. You need another goalkeeper anyway. I'm sorry to say this. It's really blunt. And the blame lies with the owners, as it always does. Fundamentally, the appetite of the football club in a transfer window goes to the appetite of the owners. And we've seen that with Chelsea and Liverpool and Arsenal and even Spurs now in the summer transfer window. We have no appetite. But there is an element, a small percentage, that sits with the coach, the manager, Wilcox, etc. And when I look at this, I sort of go, well, look, we all saw it last season. Many of us wanted Binder to be given a chance over Onana. And then when he was given a chance, we realised he's not up to it. So I don't subscribe to the view that Binder needs a chance. I think Ten Hag and Amorim haven't given him a chance because they see in training that he's actually not better than Onana, which says a lot. So, you know, I know we're getting clips and pictures of people, the lean, mean team, but I don't, for 1 second, believe that Binder is the solution, or Tom Heaton. No, they're not the solution. So if we're going to seriously start the season with Onana anyway, we're foolish. If we're not going to now go and get a goalkeeper, we're idiots. This could be a blessing in disguise if we were a proper football club. But as we know, we're not. So what you would see happening at a proper football club that finished 15th and lost to Spurs in a final and is on its arse, you would see already a new goalkeeper coming in to instill confidence. And confidence is a big thing. Confidence in your fan base, leads to a better aura, a better momentum. Confidence in your defence leads to better concentration and better performance. So, and confidence in Amorim allows him to, focus on other areas. So, a new goalkeeper is absolutely essential. But what's going to be really telling over the next couple of weeks is what we actually do. Because what it seems to be at the moment is there is no plan around a goalkeeper. We don't seem to have done any significant scouting. We don't seem to have a shortlist. And look, I admit, not selling Onana means you're not going to get Costa, you're not going to get Emi Martinez, you're not going to get Garcia who went to Barcelona or Chevrolet or whatever, I can't remember his name from the French league, Lille. You're not going to get them. But as far back as January, and this is what I thought we were going to do, there was this discussion that we would bring in a goalkeeper who was a little bit younger, maybe in their early 20s, with the potential to be the next Manuel Neuer, the next Alisson, that type of goalkeeper who's in their early 20s, who you're bringing in as the backup to push Onana out. And that was a plan since January that Man United were talking about. So where's that shortlist? Because that's the minimum you should be doing. And those goalkeepers don't go for 30 to 50 million pounds. Those goalkeepers go between 10 and 20 million pounds. So we can do those deals. There are goalkeepers between the age of 20 and 24 that have various levels of experience across the European leagues who will cost you 10 to 20 million pounds. We could bring them in tomorrow. But I detect we actually haven't got a shortlist for that. That is the most number one, easy, open goal decision now. Onana is staying. Onana is injured. You go and get that goalkeeper for 10 to 20 million pounds who has some experience, who has the potential to be brilliant. You bring him in and you get him involved now for pre-season. And you do it now.